welcome. I'm Michael Mike. I'm an engineer and I'm a producer. Um, and I like to address the Dame Taylor lies and all of the things that led up because I'm responding to his video that he did. Okay. And so I'm going to respond to everything he said and I'm going to let you know from the inside what's going on. All right. First, how this situation started was I started watching this channel, okay, and then I started watching the behavior pattern of them, and then there was a case where him and Busy Works Beat and Curtis King had a little disagreement or whatever, and so he was listening to them and said that what he would do to Curtis King, and then more so on Busy Works. Him and Busy Works had a music competition, and Busy Works won over it. Now, I specifically told y'all he has a mental problem. Okay, I'm excellent in spotting that because now he told you he's seen a psychiatrist. Did you just watch his video with Andrew Tucker? You would have seen what he was saying. Okay, I can spot it. But the thing about it is, what he has is CHS. He can't hear shit. So no matter what people tell him, you know, he knows he has a problem because he tell you, I know I'll be pissing you off. So when you say that, that means that you're aware of what you're doing. So why would I piss people off at me? You know what I mean? Now, he told you specifically that. Let me introduce myself. I'm Maestro. All right, that I don't come from a famous family. Okay, I'm going to address that. Now, first of all, do you know me? No. So, where do you get your information at that I don't come from a famous family if you don't know anything about me? So, how do you know? That again show you there's a mental problem. You see what I mean? You know nothing about me. All right? The next thing is my cousin is George Red Calendar. Okay? He, if you go watch Tevin Campbell tomorrow, or better you, better me, the guy, the old guy who's playing the bass, that's my cousin. And my cousins is in that video. Okay? That's first of all. Now, me on my own. Now, just because you're around artists, I'm around artists too. And I'm going to show you that. Okay? I just was with Erica Badu not too long ago. And I'm going to show you the photo of me and her. This is me and Erica Badu. Okay? I got pictures of me and Battle Cat, Nia P. This here is where I was with Byron Allen. This here, Byron Allen, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Earth, Wind and Fire on NBC. Um, Let me show you. Where's that? Should be able to go faster. Where's that? Okay, here we go. This is Nia P, Tia P in the green. That's she did some of her Lady of Rage and This is Battle Cats. Here go. Here go me and Battle Cat. Okay. Now, I lost my best friend, so I was doing bad drinking. I know Snoop Dogg, he is that. Okay. This is me and Bishop Don Juan. That's me and Cam. And I know Jag. He's brown skinned. He wears bifocals. He got a raspy voice. I've been did tracks with him. So, first of all, I was named Mystro from Barry White, the singer. Okay? I took on his name. Now, Barry White, the singer, house is at South Park. It's between San Pedro and Maine. Okay? So, between there, on this side, it's a White House in the front and in the back. His nephews, Nathan and Nathaniel, played on the football team with Suge Knight. Okay? That's how I know them. Okay? Central used to be Hollywood. Okay? And so, as a kid, I've been around. When you go see Tevin Campbell, that Tomorrow Better You Better Me, you'll see my cousin with Quincy Jones. I told you I've been around all that. Now, in the interview, you told when I told you this, you told me I don't want to hear about that. But later on, you asked me what I do. That's odd. Number two, when people tell you about yourself, you cut them short or do stuff like a 9-year old. I muted them. An adult don't do that. Something here is wrong. Okay? That's something a 9-year old would do. I'm not going to let you play with my toy. I'm going to mute him. Or what you said with Andrew Taylor. Oh, he got tape on his ear, on his headphones. What difference does that make? I had a pair of headphones. They old, but they sound good. And I have some new ones too. And wound up, he has multiple. But you started that with him, the way you came at him. Okay? And then you talk this. It's always these older people. Then let me ask you something. I'm showing you, you got a mental problem. Okay? What I mean by that, you say you learned from your uncles. Aren't they older than you? I'm going to tell you what I learned from older people. To respect your elders. Okay? People like Quincy Jones, who you say, I don't give a care about him or none of that, right? Why would you talk like that? See, my cousin, he told me that in his day, what they used to do is pull guns on them and make them go to France and all kind of different places. This what used to happen to some of the artists, and they didn't get paid. Okay, these older people who I listen to, a lot of things I would have been into, but they advice, like your uncles, should have kept you out of it. These people that's older than me, they taught me music. Dr. Dre is older than you. Do you think you can beat him in music? And speaking on that, your beats is weak. And that's the truth. Okay? And so, because you lost the busy works, why are you still adapting this odd behavior? You see what I mean? I'm around all these artists, but the thing about me, I'm the same. I'm not trying to charge them $1,000 for what? What are they paying that for? And then you said, most of all, that you don't need plugins. That's like a chef don't need seasoning and utensils to cook in. That's you're gonna wind up a beat maker, which you are. There's free. Let me show y'all people something from an engineer's point. See, a rapper can't be just a rapper. He got to be more than a rapper. He got to be a producer and engineer minded. So when you go to studio, did they put your voice in key? How do you know? Okay. So what I'm telling you is this. Okay. When we record through the microphone, it picks up air. And that's why we have to use a noise suppressor. You can use the waves in this one noise suppressor. So it gets rid of the background sound. FL Studio use Edison. Okay. You have to put the voice in key. If the voice is not in key, then it's not in key with the music. And if your music is done like that, they're gonna figure you're an amateur, you playing. It goes in the trash. Anybody knows that. And without engineers, tell me what record that was done that didn't have an engineer to engineer it. From Michael Jackson to the rest of them, I learned from everybody. I learned from the people at Waves. I learned all techniques from anybody I could. I didn't disrespect elderly people. You see what I mean? Do you think you can beat them? So this is where your mind is disconnected. And then with the thing with Andrew, um, when y'all little argument you had, you start talking about his daughter. And then I don't give a damn. And what about her daddy doing this? What about you saying what you saying about her father? So you disrespect the elderly and you disrespect anybody. And why are you always tearing down your own people? And then you disrespect white people because that guy that you had, this 40-year-old whatever, the white guy, you told him this came out your mouth. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I hope you don't turn red over it. Suppose he would say, "Oh, I ain't." I hope my response, "You don't want watermelon and chicken." How do you say stuff like that? And then you telling your people that, okay, if anything negative about the industry, I don't want to hear that. Suppose they're making an industry. You're supposed to be training them to copyright your material, to protect themselves, the good and the bad. That's what you're supposed to be teaching them. You're teaching them not to use plugins. I got videos I'm finna make on all of this. I'm just having issues broadcasting and doing it live. I'll have that solved in a minute. But this is what you're doing. You're tearing it down. I'm glad you and Andrew came to an agreement. However, I wouldn't apologize to you. You got the right string but the wrong yo-yo. And you talking about this stuff from the streets you come from and and how you were homeless and all that. If that's the case, then why did you comment against Andrew's headphones? Suppose that's all the money he had. Suppose them headphones and raggedy headphones kept him out the streets, kept him in the trouble, out of trouble. One less person hurting another person with them. Why didn't you buy him some? Okay? This is what I'm saying. And this problem you got, I'm sure your family knows about it and the people you around. I already told you, you're going to have problems with relationships if you don't get a hold of it to it. And then the stuff that you talking to it, if Andrew, and we talking about Los Angeles, well, I stay in Los Angeles, okay? Out here, it could have been some big issues. And why would you go in here and show me this? I'm telling you, it's a mental problem. Why would you go and stir some shit up on YouTube and somebody come to your job and shoot them up? And what about if they die? And what about they kids losing their parents? Why? Because you on YouTube, you know you got a problem. You even admit it. But you talking shit and getting shit stirred up. So therefore, you don't care about yourself and you don't care about nobody you work for. And these people gave you a chance. You see what I mean? But this is what you think about them. And then you're telling the people around, no, I ain't gonna say nothing about the bad part of music. Then when they jump in the music industry, what's gonna happen to them? You teach them the copyright. You teach them to study music law. Okay? That's the solution, you know? And all of this stuff you saying, you disrespecting elderly people. Like I say, let busy works tow you up. Okay? I got beats for your ass. And a whole lot of you motherfucking artists that's out here, they can't fuck with me. Okay, I got Michael Jackson's vocal teacher on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not no joke in this. This is just something I do. I'm a jazz musician. Jazz is the hardest music to play. Everything else is slowed down. But what you supposed to be doing while you talking about Busy Works beats, and you talking about that his beat wasn't a Drake type of beat, and therefore he's lying to them and they don't need to do nothing. You want Busy's power. Busy is a good nigga. Okay? I'll tell you that. He don't have to teach this music he know. He could charge for it. And these people went on to get jobs. And these artists got music that can make them better. You know what I'm saying? But with you, when do you be in charge of every time Busy Work make a beat if it can go to Drake? You not Drake. That would be for Drake to decide. You're not Drake. Okay? What are you teaching them? I don't see you teach them nothing. All you do is talk. Talk, talk, talk. And the thing about it is, you got a mental problem. You went to the psychiatrist, admit it. And if you don't get a hold to it, it's going to destroy you. It's destroying you now. You ain't going to have a relationship or nothing. Friends, viewers, because they're already catching on to it. You know what I mean? If you don't use plugins, you lost. That's what makes every. In what studio do you don't see? You see the mixing console. FL Studio Mixer is not a console. If you'd have listened to older people like me, you know what you'd have learned? I learned Abbey Road Studio. That's where the Beatles recorded. Okay. And I learned in there the red console. I learned the SSL, the J, the E. Okay. I learned the Focusrite. They only made 10 in the world. And I know some place in Hollywood. I'm going there and I'm going to show this on my show. Right? I learned that they had to build rooms because they didn't have reverb then. And build chambers and dungeons to get hall reverb. We got in plugins now. That's what I learned from older people. Louis Belson, a jazz drummer, was one of my teachers. Billy Cobham was the other one. And at drums, I'm a dangerous motherfucker. And if I had 2 more years that I wanted to come out of retirement and do something, I'll be that person again. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, people older than me has taught me things. And one thing I learned is to respect them because they had to sacrifice their lives just so you would have a place in the studio. And if I was there where you is at your job for 2 weeks, they'll fire you and keep me. It'll be that easy. I don't just make music. I engineer and I do all of it to the maximum. And my techniques is better than the techniques that they taught me, which is great techniques. So I just added my twist with what they were told me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all of them for it, no matter who they are. I done had all kind of races of teachers. But the thing about you, common sense does not flow to you. So if Busy Works beat you in the beat, okay, it's just like boxing. If you got socked in your nose, what are you quitting for? What you think you're doing? Playing hopscotch? You shooting jacks? You on your onesies? How is that? How you don't see that? That's what happened in boxing. So where did it come from? Was it a hook? Was it a jab? If it's a jab, how you cut the jab? With a cross, with a hook. Okay? So that's a part of it. A part of this is practicing. A part of this is being in the studio and being in the lab, bro. A part of this is in the studio making your music, but in the lab, what is these buttons on the compressor for? Instead of arguing with Busy Works, hey, Busy Works, why don't you show, you know, why don't you do that for me? What's wrong with doing that? Okay, so the thing about that is that when you take a look at it, you would have been a grow. Because common sense will tell you with this and with anything you do, if you don't learn more, you just gonna be doing the same shit next year. You're not gonna get no better. You learn and you do, and that makes you better. Okay? And what I'm taking them is because, say, if you rap and you know what I know, you can rap. If you get it with the record company, not only you can do that, they gonna see your music done right. See, I had this happen to me at Motown Records. I used to send my stuff in, I used to keep sending it back until somebody told me you need to do this, then send it in. When I started sending in, I could hardly get my tapes back. Okay, so now I have to take this to that level. Okay, so if you are engineer and the artist, they're gonna be like, well, we ain't gotta do nothing because they ain't got 30 hours to mix a song. That's what they want you for. You could be an artist, you could be a producer, you could be the engineer. Let the producer do the music. All you do is mix the track to album. And if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, how I'm gonna teach you, go to Derek Ali, mix engineer. Go look what he do. I'm gonna teach you the same thing. All I'm saying is just do. Go to him, Derek Ali, mix engineer. You gonna see what I'm talking about. And I got videos coming out on all this. You see what I'm saying? So when Dane wants to come up and say whatever you want to say, that's on you, bro. But you still got to face that problem. And this is what you're doing. You telling him, if you listen to him, you're gonna be a beat maker. Okay? You gotta know that the bass and the kick got both of them issues. They gonna have a phase issue. But when you're doing music and you first starting out, you don't know how to listen for that. You'll learn how to make sub basses dope as hell with the plugins. But I teach you, even if you don't got them, how to get that rough sound. That's from sound design. Just because you hear a sound, it doesn't mean that the reverb and the delay is on time. Okay? And you just don't throw reverb on the voice. He can't even mix a beat properly. Okay? And your shit is outdated. It's truthful, bro. You know? And so there's another thing. Here's the kid mental thing. Why you blocking me? I want you to come on my show. Therefore, you can't hang up and play the little mommy game. Just be real with it. I'm going to let you speak fully, right? I'm not going to interrupt you, block you, mute you, none of that. You speak your mind, and I'm going to speak my mind, right? We can do this like intelligent people, on an intelligent conversation. Because the way you came at Andrew Tucker was wrong. And this is the problem. But you keep doing it. But you know what? That problem gonna catch you, not me. It's gonna destroy everything you doing. So ain't no need for you to be mad at BusyWorks. And then look at all of the people who's depending on BusyWorks to get they self up, to make their game, they producing thing more better. Why can't they learn from abundance of teachers? Why they must come to you? You don't know nothing. I seen your little video you playing keep, bro. It don't seem to me like you know your damn chords in the right scale. Just truthfully, I read and write music. Okay, I know everybody. MC8, you name them. RBX, Yo Yo, Giorgio, Marvin Gaye. You out here. His house on 21st and Gramercy. I've been there a million times. Florence on the Jeffersons, The Maid, Marla's Memory Lane, okay? A whole lot of places. I know a whole buku, Bobby Valentino, J.O. Felony, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, the dog Pound. I take NWA, and my buddy is Arabian Prince. They didn't even put him in the movie. So I know them. I ain't got to fake. I ain't got to tell you some kind of lie or give me $1,000. And what he's teaching you, what you getting out of. And this year we gonna do and do that. Even the way he laughs is bizarre. The way he moved. Look at some of the younger pictures of him. He seemed to make more sense. And now that he's older, and you talking about older people, you look like you in your late 40s. You do. But your mind is in Mattel. You see what I mean? Your mind is of a 7 to a 9-year-old, but you're an adult body. So it's time you dealt with that problem because you're disrespecting old people. You're talking about people that's older. Can you beat them in music? I'm older than you. Can you beat me? I draw music better than you. I don't even have to touch the keyboard. I'll draw it better than you. Then when you come up, I got beats for your ass. I just do so many of them. I don't know which one is one, but it don't make no difference. I can start from scratch, and I read, and I teach them to use this well, so they'll go and get a job. Okay, it's preparing them for a job. That's what you're doing. That should be the joy, because when it's all over with, one thing about Busy Works, people gonna say, you know what, that brother right there, he really did help out. Then why are you trying to tear down his empire? For what? You don't own YouTube. You want his royalty. You want his fame, his clout. Well, you gotta sacrifice yourself like he did. And if you change yourself, you're already getting rid of your viewers. If you change yourself, you'll start to get viewers because they're gonna get tired of just listening to you mumble some stupid ass shit and they not learning nothing. You're not teaching them anything. Zero. So how long is they gonna stay there? Me, my channel, I'll show them correctly how to use all of it, all the bad stuff from people were showing on YouTube. That some of it is wrong, but some people didn't know. But that's why I showed that to show, well, maybe that person didn't know. Well, this is the correct way to use it. And then I show you to think for yourself. I show you the studio and I show you the lab. You see what I mean? And then they can go, that's one less person in the street. Why are you trying to suck away from Busy Works? Why are you trying to suck away from Curtis King? They doing them. That's they fight. What they got to do with you. You see what I mean? And you say you ain't got a problem. Look at your video when you did that beat verse against Busy Works. And he told you up, you and your cousin, yeah, you was in the car talking about, yeah, well, you know, I did a beat against Busy Works. Look at your cousin when he look and he say, man, what you do that for? He said it in that way. But really, what he meant in long term, you stupid. What the you do that for? Is you stupid? You ain't got enough sense to see that. That's what he meant to say. He just said it that way. So he knows about it. I'm not the first person to break you. Maybe what I say, it'll make you take a look at yourself. Because that's what you got to do. And say, you know what? I'm going to change myself. You know? Because there's a lot of people on YouTube that need something to do. Your channel, if you do it right, like I do mine, it could be somebody out there hurting bad. Because, see, I've been through it too. And another thing I'm going to say to you, before you or anybody start this mental illness garbage, it don't exist. Okay? Now, I just dealt with a friend of mine. Okay? And he was going through some issues. I use herbs. I used him lifting weights. He's back to normal. All it is neglect. Now, when you go there, what did they give him? Some medication that cause eye cancer. Okay, these the same people that put probes in your nose to snap your brain, and that'll fix it at work. These people are psychopathic nuts. Okay, the medicine they give you cause eye cancer. Or take this, and they ain't there for killing themselves, but the medicine you give them, they give you, make you kill themselves. Then who got sense? So why would I be leading them? Because now, what I want to do is the rappers that write my channel, I'm so jealous of them. I don't want them to come up. I'm jealous of Billy's work beats. His beats is better than mine. And the rest of y'all, I'm going to try and get you on psychiatric drugs. And in 10 to 15 years, them drugs kill you from the side effects of them, making you overweight and all that. Shake. You see what I mean? You're not a physician. And common sense. We went through slavery and still today. Where was all this at? It didn't exist. Do what you did then. The cure to it is God. That's the cure. And love, because God is love. Okay? So you sitting up there and you in your rage and you want to see everybody down and crumble. And you said, I don't have a YouTube page teaching people. You never been to my page because I got several videos. And if you ain't never went there, how you know? How do you know that? This is what I'm saying. You speaking absent-minded. And what you need to do is get help for what you're doing. Because it's going to end up getting you in trouble. And doing what you talking about. And this is the other thing where you talked about where you had a gun and you was on the street, right? Well, when you had your gun on the street, who were you looking to start fights with to shoot? Your own black people, wasn't you? And then your friend told you, what is you doing? How you didn't have the sense to know that? Because see, that gun, okay, if you carry a gun, that means that normally you ain't that nigga, right? Because a nigga squabble and he'll shoot. We talking about L.A., right? Okay, so common street sense. This I told you, you don't have it all. Common street sense. If you carry a gun on the street and you black, 99 900, you're gonna get stopped by the police. So what happens when they catch you with the gun? Now you go to jail. Now you ain't got a gun. Now you in the cell. I say you shot somebody and they caught you. Now you in the cell. And you say you got socked in the nose and you ready to quit boxing. What the hell do you think gonna happen in there? And if you do that, what they gonna do? That's not gonna be the only punch to your nose. But when old Andrew Tucker told you he boxed, I didn't see you challenging that. But you was all ready to chunk him on Curtis King and especially Busy Work. Why? Because you want to tear him down. You don't want to see us pick him up, teach him right. Okay? And I ain't charging a dime. And I'm around artists. I'm around a hell of a lot of jobs. I need some of y'all to teach this engineer stuff too. Because I get tired sometimes. And they give you exposure to what's really going on. What it's like to make a record, what the people a long time ago had to do, and advantages of the plugins we have today. You can FL Studio Mixer ain't a SSL. It's not a need. It's not an API. I have all of them. I have the G channel, the E channel, the J channel. The J is the one they did Michael Jackson on. Different consoles. So we get that real sound. And that's what I like about Plug-in Alliance. Theirs is just like the console. They make them the best. And then they have channels where each channel, like a real mixer, sounds different. How you gonna learn from them and they gonna be a producer when they don't know how to use a mixer? The one with all of it. And then the next thing, where's the real to real? That's in every studio. So they can't physically buy it, but they can get it. So they can produce right, like it's really done in the studio. We got to sweep the frequencies out the voice. We got to cut off the low end. This is before we start EQing. What's a compressor for? So when you say stuff loud, it makes it soft. And when you say something soft, it brings it out loud. Like it's going, you always knew, right? That you will be you, and that always know will be, oh, it'd be like this. You always know at one level. Okay? We use this for a gang of thing. We use distortion for voices. We use distortion to put on just about everything. We use compression. Okay? We use multi-band compressors. Okay? We have to pan things. Everything is not going up the middle. That's what an engineer do. That's what a real artist do. And he makes sure his stuff is correct, like you've been taught. And when you send that to that record company, they know they ain't got, you helping them because they ain't got to send you to a producer and you helping yourself. They gotta send you to a producer. They ain't gotta send you to be engineer. All they gotta do is make masters off of it. So you can get a job as a rapper, a producer, and an engineer. You can do either one you want. But you can't do that and starting shit on YouTube and then bringing that to your job for them to get killed up. These white people helping you. What kind of shit is that? If I was them, I'd fire your ass. And it would serve you a lesson because you do stupid shit. It don't make sense. You too damn old for that, man. You trying to tear down everyone around you who you see. Okay? And you tried to make Andrew Tucker seem like he wrong. He wasn't wrong. Anybody would respond like that. That's a street response. Okay? So that's you. So whatever you want to say, like I said, why don't you come on my show? And then we'll talk one-on-one. Therefore, we don't play the little childish games. You can say what you want to me in its entirety. I'm not going to mute you or none of that. I'm going to let you speak. And then I'm going to speak. Okay? Because just because you got speakers and shit around you and all of that, I got more shit than that. My shit is put up. Trust me. I got speakers bigger than me. Trust me, I do. In this music thing, I got the best teachers. That's why I'm going to teach them the best, what I know, so they can go on. And I know people, but I'm not charging them. I ain't charging them. It's free. So you can't be hating Busy Works Beat. And you're not going to let down the rest of these rappers that need the chance and tear down from his structure. That's why he probably don't want to talk to you. Shout out to you, Busy. Keep doing what you're doing. Why he don't talk to you? Because it's a waste of time. It's childish. You too old to be doing what you're doing. You feel me? You can say what you want to. But I know, and you know, all this going to come to an end. Because I'm going to show them the right way. I'm going to show them what to do. I'm going to show them how to use them plugins correctly. And I'm going to show them when I'm around people and let them speak to the stars. I'm going to go around to, what is it? It's United, I think it is, United Recording or Studio or whatever. Michael Jackson has been in there, the Beatles been in there, and they had the Focusrite console. So I'm going to do a video, you know, and then people see, look, this the Focusrite. Only 10 was made in the world. This is one of the last ones. So they know the difference. They know music from the inside out, how they made records, you know, how did records be made? All of this, I had to learn this. You know, I learned on all of this. And that's what I want to share to y'all. So you, Dame Taylor, you need to grow up. You too old for it. You know, and anyone can look at you and tell. You can look at your face, the expression in your face, and see something is wrong with you. You can look at that. You know what I mean? Anybody can. But you telling them they don't need plugins, you a fool. Wait till you see these videos I'm finna do with these plugins. When you listen to rap that you listening to, they got plugins on them. Okay? You know who Andrew Sweps is? Go look him up. He makes his Beyonce stuff. He used all plugins. He don't use any of that outboard gear. Because even with outboard gear, depending on the temperature, it's going to make it sound different. All of this stuff I learned from, guess what? Older people. Okay? And they taught me well. And therefore, I know knowledge that I can help other people with. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to tear down the next black people for no reason because you want Busy Works position. He had to work for it. You do too. You're ruining yourself. You're making yourself look stupid. Because the things you say, like I say, mentally, and I'm sure of it, you're about 7 to 9 years old mentally. I got him muted. Oh, he has tape on his ear. Think of it this way. If you was, to give you an example, think if you was a comedian and you on stage and everybody waiting for you to tell that joke, right? And you look in the audience and say, Oh, how y'all doing? I got tape on my headphones and start laughing. People gonna look at you like this. What is funny? And he showed you that many headphones. You don't see that odd. You don't see trying to tear down busy works, establishing something that boy worked hard for years, that people that have gone in the industry and changed their lives. They ain't out here stealing. They ain't starving. They ain't robbing. They ain't killing. They spending their money making their mama, they auntie, they grandpa happy. Look, I made it. Busy Works Beat showed me this. Because when it's all said and done, a lot of people who love him ain't gonna never forget him. And they're gonna pass that on to their children. And that's the joy that you get from loving and helping people. That's God's word. Not trying to tear him down over a beat contest. You lost, busy, teach me. He taught me. A whole lot of people taught me. I had the best teachers in the motherfucking world. From Ndugu Chancellor, like I told you, Louis Belson, Billy Cobham, Billy Moore, Mr. Mitchell, Ndugu Chancellor. So many I can't even name them all. Told you I'm a jazz musician. I used to play drums before and just let people rap. That's what I came from. I had songs stolen by artists. You know, I talk about that. One is too short. Okay. So, what I'm saying unto you, you people, a lot of people on this internet thing, they don't care about you. Okay. You're trying to learn something, and all they trying to do is get views and money from you. And that's sad. Okay? I'm not like that. I'm going to help you in a positive way. I'm not going to be like him. And the thing about it, dang, you should be ashamed of yourself. You disrespectful to old people. You disrespectful to young people. What do you respect? You even disrespectful to Andrew, uh, the brother you was from Florida or whatever, to his daughter by saying F him and whatever you said. What if she was watching? So you talking about him being the father. How that look from you? How that look you turned down Busy Works beats for what? What'd he do to you? He's standing there with his arms open. Maybe if you talk to him and hug him like you did up boy, you know what? You might just learn something. Sometimes it hurt to change, but let that kick you. Let that be the kick that kick you in the right direction, before it destroys you. Because I'm gonna tell you that attitude you got in this world, you dealing with people in the studio. You got youngsters, they take all them drugs, and you say one of them words in the studio, it's gonna be on and cracking. Okay? And if it didn't get to a fight, if I get a person in a mad mood, when it comes for them to rap and sing, they're not gonna be in the character of it. They're not gonna be in the mood in it. So I know that as a producer, I gotta keep the character straight. I'm not here to upset artists. I'm here to make them feel good so we get a good product so the world can hear that goodness. Because off that record, somebody could be hurt, okay? And that record got them through the day. That's what I'm talking about. Not trying to tear down Busy Works Beats. Not trying to tear down anybody. You can't tear me down. You see what I mean? I'm too intelligent for you. And a big thing about it, let me tell you something. You watching this war that's going on, okay? It's gonna come apart to a time to where money ain't gonna have no value. Did you let money become your God? And is this how you treat his people? And why? When these people like Quincy Jones, who you said that bad, uh, blank him. I'm not going to say that because I love him. If you would have embraced him, he could have made you a better person, better artist in music. They had to go through hell just for you to be there. And that's the way you feel about him. That's how you disrespect him. Like I said, my cousin played with Billie Holiday. Did you see what happened to her? That's why when they get old, they gotta pass it to somebody. And we gotta pass it to somebody that's gonna keep it. This is what you're supposed to be looking at, Dame Taylor. You need to get your shit together. I'm Mystro. Peace.